Namaste. Today I am going to analyze the Indian independence horoscope. India got independence at the stroke of midnight in 1947 and it is Rishabha Lagna. I am going to analyze the Indian independent horoscope using the Bhrigu Nandi Nadi transit. Now this has not been done by some of the very famous astrologers. Now this is in correlation with the Prime Ministers of India, Indian horoscope and the Prime Ministers. Now that way we will be analyzing the Indian Prime Ministers, our horoscope, entry and exit and all that particular thing we will be doing it across using the Bhrigu Nandi Nadi principle. This has not been done by Narasimha, the inventor of Jagannath Hora, or by Sanjay Rath, or by K.N. Rao, or by Delhi-based astrologers. The main reason is they have no idea how to use the Indian independence horoscope using the Bhrigu Nandi Nadi. I am not blaming them for that, but unfortunately in this country Hindi speaking astrologers are glorified, whereas the South Indian astrologers are never taken into recognition. I have used Bhrigu Nandi Nadi transits again and again for prediction. Now the simple question is, when does the Prime Minister change? When does the Prime Minister change? The Prime Minister actually undergoes a massive change during the end of Dasha Bhukti. Now that is something which these people do not understand, and the end of the Dasha Bhukti, the Prime Minister undergoes a huge change. Now when is this particular time? First thing is, now Indira Gandhi era began in 1966. That was the 1962. There was an Ashtagraha transit, and then there was Saturn in Meena and Jupiter in Mithuna. Now Saturn in Meena and Jupiter in Mithuna brings about huge changes in the Indian political system. Now this is not understood by many astrologers. So the first thing is, now we will see when is the next change which has happened across. The next change which has happened across is Saturn is in Kataka in 1977 and Jupiter is in Rishabha. So the point is, Meena is a watery sign. Kataka, there are many planets and that is transited by Saturn, the JP era, all that particular thing. And then there is a change of VP Singh in 1989 when Saturn was transiting Dhanush and Jupiter is in Rishabha. Now you see Jupiter in Rishabha brings about a lot of changes in the Prime Minister candidate across. Then Vajpayee came in 1996. That is the first time the BJP entered across. Then there was Saturn in Meena and Jupiter in Dhanush. Now Manmohan Singh continued when Saturn is in Mithuna and Jupiter is in Simha. So the point is, we see the major changes of the Prime Ministership happens when Saturn is in Saturn is in Meena and the Jupiter is in the Kona signs. For example, Jupiter in Mithuna, Narendra Modi came to power, and Jupiter in Kanya and Jupiter in Dhanush and Jupiter again in terms of Meena. So if you take this transit into consideration, Saturn will be transiting Meena. There will be a new Dasha of Mars which will be starting, and again the new Dasha of Mars which will be starting, plus the Jupiter will go into Mithuna. So that time there can be a huge change with the Prime Minister's office. I don't know whether Modi will most probably retire voluntarily, or he might end up leaving his post for some situation and circumstances, and then a new center for power will be taken across. Remember, the end of the Sandasha, Narendra Modi took over as the Prime Minister. The beginning of the Moon Dasha is there. Now Moon Dasha will continue and Moon Dasha will end after the elections are over. Then the Mars Dasha will be taking over. And also by the time the Saturn will enter into Meena, so that is the very, very important thing is there. The other one is the Meena, Mithuna, and what do you call it as all these planet, Jupiter being placed in this planet has a tremendous influence, including the Dhanush. So the point, if somebody asked, when will the Narendra Modi get replaced? First one, it is the Mars Dasha which is going to come. Then the Saturn is going to enter into Rishabha. The 12-year cycle of the Modi era will come, and that will be Jupiter will be transiting into Mithuna. So in a way, the ascent of the BJP started with the Saturn coming into Meena, and then slowly again the Saturn coming into Meena will show one completion cycle of the Saturn across. So this is a major prediction, a landmark prediction. Whenever India Dasha changes, the end or the beginning of the Dasha, there are new prime ministers who can take care of the office across. The other important point is, now if you see the Dasha Bhukti, now Venus Dasha, Mars Bhukti, Rahu Bhukti, Vajpayee came into power. Now Manmohan Singh continued, Sun Dasha, Ketu Bhukti, Narendra Modi came into power. So again Vishwanath Pratap Singh also came at the beginning of the Venus Dasha, and 1977 the change of Congress collusion happened in Mercury Dasha and Rahu Bhukti across. And the beginning of the Mercury Dasha, 1965, Indira Gandhi came to power. So 1965 Indira Gandhi came to power, and then followed by the Venus Dasha, the VP Singh came into power across, and afterwards the end of Sun Dasha, the beginning of the Moon Dasha, the Narendra Modi came into power across. So that is a major indicator. Now this is not used by many astrologers because they have no idea about using the transit in this manner. It is used in Bhrigu Nandi Nadi. The another one is the financial market last time collapsed between 92 to 94 when Saturn transited Makara. Again this happened when again Saturn transited into Makara. Now afterwards it kind of picked up across. Now the market is peaking up across. So therefore many people do not use Lagna as a transit. They use Chandra Lagna as a transit. That is the problem. That is one of the main reasons why there is a problem. Now it is very easy to understand because in Baba chart the Saturn goes into Simha, and from Simha the again Saturn goes into Meena, shows huge changes. The end of one era, the beginning of another era. From Saturn in the Baba chart in Simha, the 8th house Saturn transit shows huge changes in the political landscape and the spectrum of life across. Now Narendra Modi will get replaced when Saturn transit Meena and when Jupiter transit Mithuna. It will be the end of one era and the beginning of new era, and the Mars Dasha also is the beginning, shows a huge changes in the political landscape of India across. This is a major prediction which has not been told by many astrologers. Please understand, you have to use Nandi Nadi and you have to use the Karagas. It is not the Brigad Saral Padhyati, which is nothing but copycat of my Jupiter transit. simply blabbering the trikona position of the planet does not work. Now this system is being copied from R.G. Rao, and R.G. Rao himself did not understand the Bhrigu Nandinadi. So please understand, if you apply the Bhrigu Nandinadi, Saturn will be transiting Meena, new Dasha will be happening, it will be, Jupiter will be in Mithuna, shows the beginning of a new era in the Indian politics. Thank you.